I'm Rob Paxilvanis and welcome to Fishing Australia. Today we're in Victoria at Port Phillip Bay. At the north of Port Phillip Bay is the big city of Melbourne, which is the capital of Victoria. But we're right down the south end at a place known as Sorrento, and we're here at the Sorrento boat ramp. Now it's a little bit overcast, there might be some rain, and they're predicting some strong winds later in the day. But it doesn't matter because we're in the Whitley Cruise Master 700. So rain, hail or shine, whatever Mother Nature throws at us, we're going to get you a fish. Today we head out on Port Phillip Bay to show you some simple family fishing techniques that are sure to get you reeling them in. The Fishing Australia team is then faced with one of the rare dangers of boating. But fear not, we show you what every boat owner needs to know to get out of serious trouble. Then we check out massive JB Marine World, including some fishing gadgets that you've just got to see. So for all this and more, stay tuned here on Fishing Australia. Okay, we had planned to go drifting for flathead because drifting is a great way to locate a patch of flatties, but it's just a little bit rough, and with the drift you get an uneasy rock on the boat and that can make everybody aboard feel just a bit queasy. So we've put the anchor down, the boat won't rock and roll as much, and also we're sheltered from the wind. It's a good tip, that. Now the rig, all we've got is a basic kid's outfit there, 3 kilo rod, reel and line, sinker on the end, and that's a ready-made rig that you can buy. Great for mum, dad and the kids. Just tie it on. It's got your little hooks with your little bit of feather on the end there. You can catch a fish with that without bait, but if the fish are a little bit fussy, you can spice it up with a bit of bait. Give it a couple of cranks. Try that, that's it. He's on there, he's coming towards the boat. Wind it a bit. That's it, keep going. You all right? Just hard to feel it, but he's on there now. Keep going.
Yeah, I got a fish.
He's on. Oh, oh,
Got him.
It's a cooter.
Yay.
There you go, mate.
Oh.
It's only a small one. This is the southern cooter. It's a completely different fish from the northern cooter. You get these fish in water from about 18 degrees Celsius or less. That's a very small one, but these are excellent bait. There's no size limit on them. They've got a really sharp set of fangs on them. They like to cut through lines. They'll often, if you drop your line down and you suddenly lose your sinker, it's normally these guys. They'll just bite anything they can get their fangs on. Yeah, he's there. That's it. Go out. Go, mate. You got one. That's a better one. That'd be more than one fish, I'd say. Nice and easy, mate. Nice and slow. So long as you've got a bend in that rod, the fish won't get off. That keeps the tension on them. That's the way. That's the way, mate. Okay, look, he's going under. Got a bit of fight in it, whatever it is. Ah, flatty, there you go. There's your flathead. This flathead here is over the legal limit of 25 centimetres in Port Phillip Bay. There's a couple of things you can do with that. Quite nice eating. There's a dish down here known as flathead tail, which is basically the bottom half of the fish, which has no bones. Really tasty. Because they're small fish, a really sweet flavour and so easy to cook. Just a basic bit of flour, pan fry it, really easy. And these are the mainstay of people who want to catch a quick feed on the bay. Get any nibbles there, mate?
Yeah, got one in this end.
You get a little nibble, you just firmly give it a little bit of a jab to set the hook. That's it. And then just wait. If you don't get it, leave it there and wait. I think he's on. Just wind that a little bit. Yep, you're on, you're on. There you go. How easy was that?
Yay.
Righto. This could be anything.
I reckon it's what I caught before.
Another flatty or a cooter, do you think?
I lost it.
You lost it?
Got it.
Keep going. He's swimming towards us. It's probably a cooter. They like to swim towards you. You should always... Oh, here he comes. Okay. Oh.
Oh,
There you go. That's a cooter. Yep, the southern cooter, yeah. Well, the wind picked up even more. We were quite safe in the big Whitley, but it just got to the point where it wasn't fun anymore. But we're here for a couple of days, so there's no rush, lots of options. We'll see you soon. We're at the front beach at Portsea, which is on the inside of the bay, and we're going to do some trolling for salmon. Straight along the beach, about 25 metres out. The first lure that you put out is a surface lure, skips along the top, It's got the hook in the tail there, and you put that well back so it sits way out the back. We'll cast that one in. Okay, the second lure that we put in, you need one that can get down a little bit out of the way so it doesn't get tangled with the ones out the back. That's known as a bibless minnow. It dives down without having a bib on the front. It's got a bit of a rattle in it, and it can handle the high speed that you need for the other lures, so they all work together. So we'll put that one out. About half the distance, probably about 15 metres is fine. That sits in the wash of the boat, and it's got just as much chance of catching one. The last one is a bit of a local favourite. Same surface lure on the end, we put that out, but that's tied to the back of what's known as a paravane. And we hold that line there, that dives down. Now you can adjust it so that it swims to one side and keeps clear of the other lines, and you can also adjust the depth by trying each one of those holes. The great thing about this is when a fish, it pulls down in the water like that, and when a fish bites it, it pops up and it comes to the top, so the kids know straight away when they've got a fish, and if we hook onto a nice one, there'll be no mistake anyway. So let's give it a go. Okay, Jenna's hooked onto a fish here. It's not a huge fish, but it's something. We're not sure what it is yet. All right. It's coming up here. It's not going to break any records, this fish. Be a little salmon or a Tommy Rough or something like that. Okay, we can slow it up there a bit, Skipper. Well, let's have a look at this fish. There you go. Whoop. There you go. There you go, mate. Well, oh, it's a salmon. Okay, that's a juvenile Australian salmon. It's not related to the salmon that you get in the rivers in England and Canada and America. It's actually a perch, but they call it the Australian salmon because it looks similar. It's got the spots on it when they're little. Now, they're a great fighting fish. This is a small specimen, easily confused with a fish called a Tommy Rough, which is about the same size when it's fully grown, but this is not a Tommy Rough. A Tommy Rough has black tips on the tail, much bigger eyes, and he's very rough. So they're easily confused, but this is an Australian salmon. So you've caught your first salmon, mate? Yep. You're giving him a bit of a pat there. Is that a bit of a tradition with you now? Yep. Okay.
I'll kiss him before I put him back.
Oh, you're gonna... All right, now, so we're going to put this little one back and go for a bigger one? Fantastic. Okay, mate. You want to put him back?
Yep.
Do the honours?
I'm not going to kiss him now.
Well done, mate. Al's onto one here. That's it, mate. Just keep winding nice and steady. Now, what you got to watch here with these sort of reels is to not spin the drag. So if that drag's spinning while you're winding, slow down or tighten up the drag or do something, because you're twisting the line every time that spins around. So just got to be real careful of that, because if you get your line all twisted up, it'll give you nightmares a bit down the track.
Here we go, Rob.
Here he comes. Oh, there you go. Another little Australian salmon. Carbon copy of the one we caught earlier. It's probably within millimetres of being the same size. Now what I've got there above the lure, I've got the lure on the end, and we cast that into the hole where I think the fish are hanging out. But I've got just above that a tiny little fly on a hook, because sometimes the fish are eating very small things and they can get very fussy. So if you've got that there in front of the lure, it gives you that extra bit of chance of catching a fish. It's only a small one, but it's a fish. Mate,
perfect.
You're off to a good start.
Happy whatever size fish it is.
Yeah, there you go. See, kids are happy whatever size fish it is, and that's what the important thing is. Get them onto a fish. Don't wait all day for it. I guess this is every boater's worst fear. We're cruising along with plenty of water beneath us, and we've hit a floating object of some sort. It's pretty scary. We've thumped into that object. We don't know how much damage has been done to the boat. First thing you do, Neville, our skipper's got onto the radio to the Coast Guard. That's why it's very important to have a working radio and know exactly how it works. Called in, let them know where we were, how many on board, our position, all that sort of stuff. You've got to know exactly so it's ready to roll in case you do get in trouble. Coast Guard's here. You've seen him behind us there. He's going to tow us back to port. We're quite safe, but you've just got to be ready for these sort of things, because when it happens, there's not much time to muck around. Well, a special thanks to the guys here for towing us home. We weren't in any real danger because our safety equipment was working properly, and we were able to get on the marine radio straight away, and they were there in an instant. Thanks, mate.
That's okay, Rob. No problem.
This is Paul Strickland. What's your position, Paul?
I'm the commander of the Volunteer Coast Guard Flotilla at Queenscliff in Victoria.
Paul, could you tell the viewers back at home what are 3 of the more important things that people should remember when it comes to safety and boating?
Well, it's always common sense, but the important thing is to prepare your boat. Make sure it's maintained, it's got all the safety equipment on board, properly serviced and checked before you depart. Yeah, one of the common things that we come across is fuel, out of fuel, not enough fuel for the journey. Prepare your journey, tell other people where you're going, make sure that they're informed, where you're departing from, where you're coming back to, what you intend to do, and I suppose one of the other ones is, in case weather conditions or anything does come up, make sure that your procedures are there, that you've got some method of contacting people in emergency, with your radio, your EPIRBs, and with your mobile telephones in a lot of cases. They're coming in very handy down here.
So expect the unexpected?
Absolutely.
Can you tell me some of the more bizarre rescue operations you've been involved in?
Oh, bizarre. I think the night that a couple of fishermen went out, took their kids with them, and the kids were getting a little bit tired of being on the boat, not catching too many fish, so they went ashore and put the kids on Mud Island out here in the middle of Port Phillip, and they didn't know how to get back to them later. So you had the police were involved with helicopter rescue of the children. We had the Port Phillip Sea Pilots Association out trying to find the fishermen themselves, and then we had to try and escort them back home to know where they were. Pretty bizarre.
That is pretty bizarre. No fish is worth that sort of thing. Safety comes first, like the guys say. They're volunteers. You've got to try and keep them out of work. And one of their mottos is, know your boat. You should really know that. Well, that's the bonus of having the owner of Whitley Boats with us, Nev Whitley. We lost one boat, we got straight on the phone, and he's organised another one for us, and hopefully we can catch you a fish before the day's out. So let's go. Okay, we've come out to the middle of Port Phillip Bay. We're in about 25 metres of water, and there's quite a few different fish available in this area. The rig I've got, pretty simple. Hook on the end, a running sinker that runs right down onto the hook. Fresh cut bait, doesn't seem to matter so long as it's fresh. There's a lot of different baits at work, pilchard, mackerel, garfish, squid, whatever, so long as it's fresh. Hook it through once. Very important to bring it out so the hook's nice and exposed, like that. Cast 3 or 4 rods out like that, maybe a couple of hand lines if you like it that way, and see what's about. Hopefully a snapper, maybe a gummy shark, maybe a big flathead, who knows. Righto, hit him mate, that's away. Okay, just a slightly better one. Nice and easy mate, not too fast, about there, that's beautiful. Okay. More than likely a flathead. Yep, a flathead. There you go. He'd be just on legal size. A fillet of flathead makes excellent bait because there's so many flathead around themselves that they just pick at anything you put down. So you want something that'll last a while until a bigger fish moves through and wolfs a lot down. So we're going to cut a fillet off this bloke and use him for fresh bait because that's about as fresh as you'll ever get. Well done, mate.
Thanks. Okay,
we're getting a bit of a touch here. And with this sort of fishing, what often happens is there'll be a couple of fish there and they'll grab it and pull a little bit and let it go. Hopefully there's more than enough fish for them to take it and take the whole lot. But they often like to play with it, so don't rip it straight out of their mouth. Give him a chance to hook it, because he obviously likes what he's biting, so we'll give him a bit of a chance to catch it. Then, when the line starts to go, like it is a bit now, you can be sure one of the fish at least has got it good. And the important thing is when a fish is running like that, he's facing away from you. So when you pull the hook, you're going to get maximum hookup because it's got to come out and around his mouth. Okay, righto mate, start winding. Now the best way to do this, when you wind these reels, I'll give you a little thing that you should learn. Hold that in your hand, put your favourite hand on that, and just wind it round like that. Don't need to move both hands, just follow your hand round like that. Lay it on, okay, and if the fish wants to run, like he does a bit now, you face it away and let him go like that. Just going a bit there now, okay, and you wind again like that. So if you can try that, it's a little bit hard, but with a bit of practice, he's pulling again now. With a bit of practice, you'll get it right. Now, with the kids, you don't want to go more than, say, about 15-pound line, just in case a really big fish does grab it. You don't want to cut their fingers. Okay. You can play big fish on hand lines. Just needs a bit of practice. Okay, we've got the sinker up. That's the running sinker. All right, I'll just play him from now. Yep, keep going. I've got colour on him. Okay, here we go. It's a banjo shark. Oh, there you go, mate.
Perfect.
There you go. You can see why you call him a banjo shark, mate, because of the shape there.
Yep.
You know, overseas they have a similar fish that's slightly more pointy and they call it a guitar fish. This banjo shark is not a really prize catch in the bay, it's just okay, but in some parts of the world, or some parts of Europe in fact, they're commercially harvested for food because if they're cooked the right way, they can be good eating. You can see underneath, totally white, or almost white, and on the top is where they get all their colour like most fish. They camouflage and also the effects of the sun on them, even at depths. Now that fish there doesn't have much teeth, got more like a sandpaper sort of mouth on him. Not very dangerous, so they call him a banjo shark. Now it's known as a shark because it doesn't have bones like a fish does. They have more cartilage, so that's why they call it a shark. It's not the sort of shark you'd think to see, not dangerous in any way, just a plain old banjo shark. Another name for him is skate. It's a common name for them in this part of the woods anyway. We're going to pop this back because there's certainly better fish to catch and eat in the lucky country. What do you reckon?
Yeah, sounds pretty good to me, Rob.
Righto, mate, let's do it. Well, it's been quite an adventure and the day's finally coming to an end. A special thanks to the Whitley family and the kids for coming out here. We had a lot of fun. The kids caught a few different fish and we also caught up with the Coast Guard. We'll see you in a minute. Well, if you're visiting Melbourne like we are and you're into fishing, boating or water sports, there is one place you just have to visit. JV Marine World, the biggest exhibition of its kind in the Southern Hemisphere. You're not going to believe what's inside here. Let's go and have a look. JV Marine World stands for John and Vicky Marine World, a husband and wife team. And I've got with me the J of JV Marine World, John Stav. John, welcome to Fishing Australia.
Welcome to you too, Rob.
Mate, this place is huge. What inspired you to have Australia's biggest fishing, boating and water sports megastore?
Of course, my love for fishing, boating and the outdoors.
He really loves it and he loves his job. Now, can you tell me what sort of departments here are most popular with your visitors?
Hey, Rob, where did we start?
It's hard to know where to start. What about fishing, mate?
Well, I can tell you, from the start of any young kid's life, we've got the right gear to start them off here, right up to the guy that wants to catch the big snapper or marlin.
That is absolutely fantastic. What about boating?
Boating, we've got the best range of boats. We've got Signature, we've got Whitley, we've got Quintrex, we've got 5 acres of second-hand boats.
And a quick rundown on the water sports?
Water sports, we've got all the first starting equipment for someone that only wants to spend $250 on a set of skis, right up to thousands of dollars worth of skis. And we've got rip curl, t-shirts, we've got jackets, whatever you want.
He's got the lot, mate. Let's go and have a closer look.
Hey Rob, how would you like to have one of these, eh? And if you're a game fisherman, oh, that sound would be music to your ears, wouldn't it?
Mate, that is music. Everything from the serious big game reel like that right down to this tiny little beauty, the smallest one I've ever seen. It's a key ring and it actually works. How could you walk out without buying one? books and magazines.
Hey, come on, Rob. This is not a library.
I've been looking for these little beauties everywhere, a lot longer and a different action than the typical lures they find in this country, mate.
Mate, all our fishermen are tickle pink with these lures because they're called the French tickler. Hey, Rob, try these. They're Mako double polarised. Hey, Rod, you're a game fisherman. Try this one. How's the action?
I think you've finally found the one for me.
And of course, Rob, unless you've got one of these Lowrance units with GPS and depth sounder, you can't catch any fish.
Technology is very important.
It is most important because if you buy one of these out of JV Marine especially, of course, we'll teach you how to use one.
Sounds good to me.
Of course, Rob, we've shown everyone a lot of fishing gear and a lot of good equipment. And of course, for the little woman, you can buy one of these for birthdays, Christmas presents, Mother's Day, whatever you want.
Forget about the little woman, mate. What about the little boys? John, can you tell the viewers back home about the very latest in outboard technology?
Well, Mercury Marine has been working very, very hard to produce engines that are very reliable, they don't smoke, and they give you huge savings on fuel.
Huge savings on fuel is great for the environment too. Well, Melbourne is infamous for its weather. 4 seasons in the one day, but there's no need to worry here. Everything under the sun, under the one roof. I'm stocked up, let's go. Well, wasn't that fun? We showed you an easy way to get the kids onto some fish. We caught up with the volunteer Coast Guard, and we also checked out Australia's largest tackle shop. That's all for now. I hope you can join us in our travels next week. Until then, I'm Rob Paxavanis, and from all the team, we'll see you on the water.